Hey guys, so today we're going to be taking a look at the backpack from Douchebags. And we've looked at bags from companies with interesting names in the past, such as the rucksack from Nutsack. But I have to say, Douchebags may take the cake as the most interesting name so far. And I've had a few requests to review bags from this company on the channel in the past, but I never really saw a bag on their site that really interested me until I came across the backpack, which had a really just clean, minimal style. And it seemed to offer the type of simple organization that I've been a big fan of in bags like the Recycled Firefighter 24 backpack and the Goruck GR1 in the past. So despite the interesting company name, I went ahead and ordered the backpack, and I've been using it over the past couple of weeks, and so far it's been really impressive. The bag offers just a really great look, a solid build quality, and like I said, I really just like how the organization is laid out in the bag. And even though I get some skeptical and confused looks when people ask me about the brand of the bag, I've really enjoyed using this, and I think it holds up really well to many of the other great daily bags that we featured on the channel. So I'm really excited to share this one with you guys, and let's just go ahead and jump in and take a closer look at the backpack from Douchebags. So starting out with the outside of the bag, the aesthetic is definitely something that caught my eye right off the bat. It has a very clean, what I would almost call a modern tactical look, so it has different attachment points and straps, but it still manages to look pretty sleek. This definitely feels like it's going to work well in a variety of environments, whether you want to walk around outdoors or in the city. This still feels like it could work in an office or a school setting. The only thing is you might get some questioning looks when people see the branding. Thankfully on the front, the Douchebag logos is pretty hidden and it's small, so it shouldn't stand out too much if you do want to take this into the office, but just something to be aware of. As far as the colors, I'm a big fan of the black version that you see here, but they also offer it in a red and gray version. For the materials, the bag is made out of a 600D polyester material that feels pretty durable, and it's also fairly lightweight. On top of that, it feels like it's going to offer a good amount of resistance to the weather. In addition to that, the bag has nice YKK zippers around the outside that also seem to offer a good amount of weather resistance. As far as the capacity, the bag comes in at around 21 liters, which to me is a really great size for day-to-day use. Especially when it has the simple layout that this bag has, it really manages to hold quite a bit of stuff. So even though the 21 liters on the surface may seem smaller than something like the 23-liter Thule Accent that we looked at pretty recently, this bag is still going to be able to hold much more. And even though the 21-liter capacity is able to hold quite a bit, I really like how slim the bag ends up looking when I'm wearing it on my back. It doesn't stick out at all. It just has a very clean look that's going to work well for keeping me nimble as I move around the city or if I have to jump into any public transit or anything like that. Continuing along the outside, the bag has two compression straps here that are going to work great for holding something like a tripod or a jacket. They'll also help compress the bag down if it's not quite as full. To detach the straps, you have these simple metal clips which give you a lot of flexibility in what you can actually hang onto here. And on the other side, I was very happy to see that they included an external water bottle compartment, and so what I currently have here is the same water bottle that you've seen in all my other daily bag videos. Even though this compartment has a little bit of elasticity, it is a little bit smaller than other water bottle compartments that we've looked at, so I wouldn't think that you'd be able to fit anything much thicker than the water bottle that I had in there. And another thing to note is that it does start to kind of take up space from the inside of the main compartment if you put something thicker like I had in there. A nice touch here is that you have an additional strap near the top, so if you put something taller here, you'll be able to cinch it down with a strap very similar to the ones that we saw on the other side. On the front, there's a variety of attachment points that blend in pretty well, and it doesn't give the bag an overpowering tactical or outdoorsy feel. And it's nice that these give you a lot of flexibility with what you can carry on the front of the bag. At the moment, the only thing that I've currently chosen to attach is my hero clip so that I can hang the bag up when I'm not using it. And in addition to the various attachment points, they also have these nice straps on the front that are going to be great for holding something like a yoga mat or a skateboard. These remind me a lot of the straps that we saw on the Timbuk2 Vert pretty recently, but I like how this system was implemented a little bit more. The metal hooks that were used here are very easy to attach and detach, so if I want to attach something like my skateboard, it's very easy to get it in and out of the bag. And then the straps also have a nice amount of length if you want to attach something a little bit thicker like a yoga mat or a jacket. So really like how this system was implemented here. The clips are very durable, and overall I think it just gives the bag a nice look. Jumping into the straps and the back paneling, the bag has been pretty comfortable to wear, but it's definitely an area of the bag that I think could have used a little bit of improvement. The straps are pretty thin, they have a nice gel-like padding, but it doesn't have any sort of mesh to help prevent moisture from building up, and I just really think they're kind of thin, especially when you weigh the bag down. They don't offer that much support. On top of that, the straps aren't as wide as I would like to see for a bag like this. Another thing to note is that there is no sternum strap included, and you don't seem to have the ability to add one, which I don't think is too big of a deal considering the size of the bag. While we're on the strap, the company has also included these metallic clips that you can pull out and use them to attach to one of their larger travel bags. I haven't had a chance to test this out, but definitely a nice feature to include, especially since this doesn't have any sort of luggage pass-through. Moving on to the back paneling, this has been pretty comfortable as well. It has some pretty firm padding here and a nice amount of elevation to create some air channels to help airflow while you're walking around throughout the day. Unfortunately, as I mentioned with the straps, there's no sort of meshy material, so this does tend to get a little bit more moist throughout the day, especially if you're wearing it for a longer period of time. At the top, the bag has a very simple handle that's not very comfortable. It's just a really thin, simple strap, and I do feel like it's something that could tear fairly easily. I've hung the bag up a few times by this handle when it's completely full, and I've always been a little bit worried that it was just gonna snap. So I do wish that the company had chosen to use something a little bit thicker and more reinforced. As far as the organizational options, the bag keeps things pretty simple. There's really only one quick access area on the outside, and I was glad to see that it was placed at the top, which makes it very easy to get to. And this was really nicely implemented. I feel like it offers a nice amount of space. I really like when compartments have this nice amount of volume to give you the ability to store some bulkier items. And so currently what I have in here is just my Ray-Bans with their case. And then I also have a lightning cable to charge my phone. And even with those items that I had in there, there's still plenty of leftover space. I definitely could have put my GoPro in there and maybe even a pair of larger headphones. So really like the simplicity and volume offered by this compartment. No sort of mesh lining on the inside. And due to the amount of volume that it has, it does poke into the main area. So if you fill this out completely, it is gonna reduce the amount of stuff that you can put in that compartment, as we'll see in a little bit. On the flap, this compartment also has a smaller zippered mesh compartment so that you can store some smaller accessories. So opening this up, currently what I have in here is just my Apple AirPods. And then within the compartment, there's a very simple clip for your keys that's attached to a super short lanyard. I do wish that this was a little bit longer to make the clip easier to access, but still glad that this was included. And then attached to that clip, I just have my Gerber dime multi-tool that also has a simple S carabiner clip. So a nice amount of space and organization offered in this compartment, and I just really like how simply it's laid out. The next area we're going to be taking a look at is the laptop compartment, and this has a nice side access area with a well-protected YKK zipper, and I really like the fact that this is side access as it makes it very easy to get your laptop out when you're going through TSA. And so opening this up, a nice amount of space here. This is meant to hold up to a 15-inch laptop. Currently what I have is my 13-inch MacBook Pro, so you can see the amount of leftover space there. In addition to that, the compartment comes up a nice amount, so if you have a thicker device, it should be able to fit in there pretty easily. It offers an okay amount of padding. It's definitely not as thick as some of the other laptop compartments that we've seen, and it's not elevated off the bottom of the ground, but it does offer a nice amount of padding here, so I definitely felt like my laptop was still pretty well protected. Taking a look at the inside, there's no sort of felt lining to help prevent against scratching, so just a very simple area to kind of separate your laptop out and make it easy to get to. Jumping into the main area, I was very happy to see that the bag has a full clamshell opening, which is always very nice for easy packing and so that you can easily see everything that's in the main area at once. And so nice simple layout on the inside, plenty of space with a 21-liter capacity. As I was mentioning earlier, here is that top quick access area. You can see that it pokes down when it's completely full, but if you don't want to use it or you don't have that much stuff in it, you can just kind of move it up towards the top, giving you a little bit more space in the main area. And so I really like when bags have this very simple layout for their main compartment. I feel like it always gives you just a little bit more space, and it's really good for handling bulkier items. So if you have a change of clothes or a pair of shoes that you want to take with you, you should be able to squeeze those in okay. Jumping into the items that I currently have here, I have my Beats Studio wireless headphones with their hard case. And then I have my Goruck wired out for all my dongles and cables and smaller tech accessories. Then I have my Kindle e-reader. Then I have a full-size Moleskine notebook. I also have a simple folder to hold my papers and receipts. And then I have my Levitate portable standing desk. On the inside, the bag does offer these two longer mesh zippered compartments along the sides, one on each side. I wasn't really sure what to use these for, as most of my smaller accessories are housed within pouches, but I assume that you could put some cables, some chargers, or smaller accessories that you don't want floating around this area. I've also used these to store my socks and underwear to change after going to the gym. So a nice amount of versatility offered here, still keeping things pretty simple, and it's nice that these just kind of hang off to the side if you choose not to use them. In addition to the side compartment, there's also these small loops near the bottom, which are meant to pair with a camera cube that Douchebags sell that fits perfectly into the bag. So if you want to use this as a camera bag, there are some accessories that are going to make that a little bit easier. On the flap, there's three mesh zippered compartments that add a nice amount of organization to the main area. I really like how these were implemented. They have a nice amount of volume, so if you have some thicker accessories, they're going to be able to fit in here okay. And also because of the mesh, it's very easy to see what's in each compartment and just kind of keeps everything easy to reach. And so jumping into this first one here at the bottom, this is the largest compartment that's offered here. And currently what I have in here is just my BluePop portable Bluetooth speaker and power bank. Then in this middle compartment, what I currently have is my charger for my Touch Bar MacBook Pro. And then moving on to the top compartment, I have my Apple Magic Mouse. And then I also have my new tiny portable hard drive from Samsung, which I use for all of my footage. So just a really great simple layout here. I love the amount of organization that this adds. This is a nice contrast from some of the other bags that we've seen, like the Goruck, which only have 2 pockets on the flap. I really think the addition of the third compartment just gives you a little bit more flexibility in how you can organize everything. And so even though this bag is only 21 liters and it has a pretty small silhouette, because of the simple layout of the main area, I still think that this would work pretty well for a quick trip. So I can go ahead and throw in the larger double-sided packing cube that you've seen in a lot of my other travel bag videos, and then add a few additional accessories, either something like a toiletry bag or an extra pair of shoes. And then even with those items in there, I should still be able to close the bag up pretty easily and I'll be ready to go for a quick trip. So just really impressed with the overall layout and space of the bag. Everything is very well thought out, simple, and if you're looking for a solid EDC bag, it's going to be an under $200 alternative to something like the Goruck GR1. This is definitely going to be a good option to keep in mind. And so to wrap up, it's been a great experience testing out the backpack over the past couple of weeks. It's really well made, it has a great look, and I just really love the simple organizational layout that it has. And so you can purchase this on the company's official site or on Huckberry for around $180. And it's a little bit of an investment, but I think it's a pretty reasonable price considering the build quality and features that the bag offers. It's also pretty close in price to a lot of the other similar bags that we've looked at on the channel in this category. And so as I was testing this out, the first bag that this reminded me of was the Recycled Firefighter 24-hour backpack, which has been one of my favorite daily bags that we've had on the channel. It has a very similar, simple organizational layout to this. It also has a nice clean style, it's durable, comfortable, and it comes in a little bit cheaper than this bag at around $160. The next bag that this reminded me of was the Evergoods CPL24, which has been a very popular EDC bag over the past year or so. That one's not going to be quite as comfortable, but it is a little bit bigger, and I think the build quality is a little higher as well, so definitely a good option to keep in mind. The next bag this reminded me of was the Goruck GR1 21 liter, which has been one of my favorite all-time bags. That is one of the most durable bags that we featured on the channel. It's very comfortable. It has a very similar layout to this, but it does have a little bit more of a tactical look. On top of that, the GR1 is much more expensive than this bag, but it does feel better built, so if you want something that you know is going to be with you for many years to come, and you don't mind investing a little bit more in a solid everyday bag, the GR1 is still going to be one of the best options to check out. The last option that I'll mention here is the OGIO Alpha Convoy 320, which we looked at pretty recently on the channel. That's just been a very simple, all-around EDC bag that also has a little bit more of a tactical feel. It has a lot of nice organizational options, so it's not quite as simple and minimal as this one here, but it is going to be a little bit cheaper, coming in at closer to $100, and it's just been really solid and lightweight. But with all that being said, the backpack holds up really well against all those bags and has quickly become one of my favorite all-around daily bags. It just has a really solid, minimal and clean look, a nice build quality, and I really like how all the organization is laid out. And on top of that, I really like the attachment points that are included all around the bag, so I definitely recommend you guys check this one out. And I'm definitely curious to hear what you guys think of the bag and the brand name in general. If there are other products from them that you've used from them in the past, definitely let me know your experience in the comments below. And if you guys found this video useful, please go ahead and give us a like. And if you haven't already, please go ahead and subscribe so you don't miss any upcoming videos. And thank you guys so much.